Hello friends, welcome to Saturday's Shays Nays Storytelling. Okay, as y'all know, I have a list of stories from my childhood and past that I like to tell people. It's been a while since we've done this. Well, I did one, I don't know if it was last Saturday or maybe the Saturday before that, I can't remember now. The one about the drunk man. But I have a list. Every time I think and remember a little story, I come write it down on my list. And so what I do is on Saturdays, well, not every Saturday, and I haven't been doing it. I'm trying to get started back into all of my videos that I used to do and want to do. Love to do. So when I can on a Saturday, I pull up random.org. That's what I use. And on my list, I had 13 little stories on my list. So I put in for the maximum on random.org, 13, and of course the minimum 1. And I generated it, and it gave me the number 13. So the last story I had wrote down, I had named it Locust Shells. So it's a short story, but it's a fun one. I love it. So, as a child, a little girl, a kid growing up, and even a teenager, because even as a teenager, I've always been young in my mind. And, you know, nowadays, a teenager, even some 13-year-olds think they're too old to do, you know, certain things, or too old to play outside like they used to, and all this kind of stuff. Even probably right up until I got married at 18, and even after I got married, and even still now, I'm young in my mind, and I still like to do young kid stuff. Have fun, you know. So anyway, I always played outside a lot, and even as a teenager. Remember my house, my old subscribers? Never mind, I take that back because y'all don't, because I never was on YouTube back then. What in the world am I thinking? I started YouTube when I was in Tennessee. Ugh. That's sad. I want y'all to see my land, my Bowie land. In Mississippi I lived in my house. But I lived there as a child and a kindergartner? I never went to kindergarten. What is happening to me? Where is these weird words coming from out of my mouth? Lord! I never went to kindergarten. I started first grade at 5 years old. I turned 6 while I was going to first grade though. Back then you didn't have to go to kindergarten. Stay on track, Sherry. Anyway, as a teenager I played outside in my yard on Bowie. I rode my little mini motorcycle. I rode my bicycle. I just walked around and looked around. I had an imaginary friend and I talked to an imaginary friend as a teenager. Okay? Now, there you go. So, we had a lot of trees in our woodsy yard, and I would go to them. I don't know, I still yet even don't know what time of the year locusts, that's what I always called them because my mom and dad told me that's what they were. I don't know if that's really and truly the right name for them because, you know, I've heard people say that, and I can get on Google Images, you know, and bring up pictures of things. And as a kid I used to catch grasshoppers, and when you pull up, there's something that people call cicadas, I think, and I've pulled that image up because I kind of thought that was the locust thing that I played with. I wanted to pull it up to see what it looked like. This is ending up being a long story, y'all. Oh well. Hope you enjoy it. Pull up the image, the pictures of them, and when I put in how did I say that? Cicada. When I put in cicada, brought the pictures up, that looked like a grasshopper to me, the things I used to catch as a kid. So I'm confused, and there's several others like that. So I'm really not sure if locust is the name for these things. But locust shells, okay? I would not pick up the bugs, the live bugs. The only thing live I did was grasshoppers, crickets, and butterflies. Now I did get brave enough to get a jar and slam it down over a bee that was in our grass on those little white flowers. Here I'm getting off on another story. I may have done told you that story. I don't remember. I may have it in my list to tell you. And here I am telling 2 different stories. Bye! Anyway, back to the locust shells. The locust shells, the bugs that, you know, the back would crack on the shell and the bug would come out. I never seen one do that. Come out of the shell and fly off or whatever. I never really, even until I pulled it up on the thing, and I'm still not sure that's really what it looked like, but I never even really knew what the bug itself looked like after it come out of the shell. I always pictured it to still look just like the shell, but on there, when I pulled it up, no. It had big old long wings. How those big old long wings fit inside that shell? Anyway. So, after they escaped their shell, the shells stayed clung to the trees. So when I would find one, or I would go looking around on the trees when I would think about it, to see if I could find them. And when I found them, I would collect as many as I could. And the shell's little claws were still so sharp. You know, I mean, it would hurt if it stuck on your skin. But I would get them, and I would pick it off the tree, and then I would go and let it stick into my shirt. And I would wear them on my shirt like they were a pin, and I would find as many as I could and stick them all over. I loved playing with those locust shells. So that's what I did as a kid and a teenager. So that's my story for today. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Leave me a comment and tell me what you think. Did y'all ever play with locusts when y'all were kids? Did you like them? Did you put them on your shirt and wear them? Have you ever seen a bug come break out of one's shell? And all of this kind of stuff. So, that's all I have for you for now. So until the next time, I'm done, I'm gone. Toodaloo.